The way we speak to ourselves holds immense power. Words are not just sounds, they are vibrations that shape our reality. When I talk to myself with intention, I begin to feel a shift, subtle at first, but profound over time. It's not magic, it's a natural response to the energy I put out into the universe. The way we speak to ourselves is often overlooked, yet it holds immense power over our lives. Self-talk is the inner dialogue that runs constantly in our minds, influencing our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Whether we are aware of it or not, this internal conversation shapes our reality. It can either limit us or propel us toward greatness. When we learn to harness self-talk consciously and deliberately, it becomes a catalyst for profound personal change. Self-talk can either be constructive or destructive. Constructive self-talk is affirming, supportive, and filled with possibility. It's the voice inside that says, "I can do this, I am capable," or "I am enough." On the other hand, destructive self-talk is filled with doubt, criticism, and fear. It's the voice that whispers, "I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed," or "this is impossible." The truth is, most people engage in destructive self-talk far more than they realize. The mind can become a harsh critic, undermining our confidence and reinforcing negative beliefs. But once we recognize the power of self-talk, we can begin to shift it intentionally and watch as our lives transform. The key to change lies in awareness. Often we aren't fully conscious of the thoughts running through our minds. They feel automatic, like background noise we've grown accustomed to. But just as we can learn to tune in and become aware of our thoughts, we can also learn to shift them. This is where the magic happens. By paying attention to our inner dialogue, we can start to notice patterns. Perhaps we frequently tell ourselves, "I'm always late," or "I never get things right." These phrases may seem trivial, but they build up over time, solidifying beliefs that keep us stuck. However, when we consciously change our self-talk to statements like, "I manage my time well," or "I am capable of learning and improving," we begin to see the world differently. The way we speak to ourselves creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let's consider the science behind this. Self-talk is not just a mental exercise, it has real psychological and neurological effects. The brain is highly adaptable, constantly forming new neural pathways based on our thoughts and experiences. This process, known as neuroplasticity, means that the more we repeat certain thoughts, the more entrenched they become. Over time, our brains become wired to think and act in accordance with those thoughts. If we constantly tell ourselves, "I can't do this," the brain responds by reinforcing that belief. It becomes harder to take action or believe in our abilities because we've trained our minds to expect failure. But when we shift our self-talk to phrases like, "I can figure this out," the brain starts to create new pathways that align with confidence, problem-solving, and resilience. This shift is not about pretending that everything is perfect or denying challenges. It's about framing our experiences in a way that empowers us to take control of our lives. When we face a difficult situation, instead of saying, "I can't handle this," we can say, "This is challenging, but I'm capable of finding a solution." This subtle shift in language makes a profound difference. The first statement shuts down possibilities, the second opens them up. It changes how we approach problems, how we feel about ourselves, and ultimately the actions we take. One of the most powerful aspects of self-talk is its ability to reprogram the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is like a sponge, absorbing everything we tell it, whether positive or negative. It doesn't filter out falsehoods, it accepts whatever we feed it. This is why self-talk is so influential. When we consistently tell ourselves positive things, such as, "I am worthy," "I am capable," or "I am deserving of success," the subconscious mind starts to internalize those beliefs. Over time, these thoughts become part of our identity. We start to act in ways that reflect this new belief system, attracting opportunities and experiences that align with our inner dialogue. On the flip side, negative self-talk also becomes internalized, but in a way that limits us. If we constantly say things like, "I'm not smart enough, I'll never succeed," or "people don't like me," we begin to act in accordance with those beliefs. We may shy away from opportunities, avoid taking risks, or sabotage our efforts because deep down, we don't believe we are capable of success. This is why changing self-talk is so crucial. By shifting our inner dialogue, we change our beliefs, which in turn changes our behavior and the outcomes we experience. The process of changing self-talk doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice, patience, and self-awareness. The first step is to become mindful of our thoughts. Start paying attention to the words you use when you talk to yourself. Are they kind, supportive, and encouraging? Or are they filled with criticism, doubt, and fear? Once you become aware of your self-talk patterns, you can begin to shift them. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and reframe the thought. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I always mess things up," pause and replace it with, "I'm learning and growing with every experience." This doesn't mean denying mistakes or challenges, but it's about framing them in a way that promotes growth, rather than reinforcing a negative belief. One of the most effective tools for shifting self-talk is the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reflect the reality you want to create. They can be as simple as "I am enough," "I am capable," or "I trust in my ability to succeed." When repeated consistently, affirmations begin to override old, limiting beliefs. They send a clear message to the subconscious mind that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of the life you desire. Over time, this creates a shift in your mindset, behavior, and ultimately your reality. It's important to note that changing self-talk is not about avoiding reality or pretending that everything is always positive. It's about choosing how we respond to reality. Life will inevitably present challenges, setbacks, and difficult moments. But how we talk to ourselves in those moments can make all the difference. Instead of beating ourselves up or sinking into despair, we can choose to speak words of encouragement, hope, and resilience. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather facing them with a mindset that empowers us to move forward. When we change our self-talk, we also change the energy we put out into the world. Our words carry a vibrational frequency, and that frequency attracts similar energies. If we are constantly engaging in negative self-talk, we are likely to attract negative experiences and reinforce a cycle of disappointment and frustration. But when we shift to positive, empowering self-talk, we begin to attract opportunities, people, and experiences that align with our higher selves. This is why self-talk is such a powerful catalyst for change. It doesn't just change how we feel about ourselves, it changes the reality we experience. Affirmations are powerful tools that can transform our lives by shaping the way we think, feel, and act. At their core, affirmations are positive statements that we repeat to ourselves, either silently or out loud, with the intention of reprogramming our minds to align with our desires, goals, and true potential. While the concept of affirmations may seem simple, their impact can be profound. They help us shift our focus from doubt and limitation to confidence and possibility, making them an essential practice for anyone seeking personal growth and transformation. The power of affirmations lies in their ability to influence the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind governs most of our behavior, thoughts, and emotions, operating beneath the surface of conscious awareness. It's like a mental operating system, running on beliefs and patterns that have been ingrained in us over time. Many of these beliefs are formed during childhood and may not always serve our best interests. For instance, if we were told as children that we weren't smart enough, attractive enough, or capable enough, those beliefs may still be operating in our subconscious minds today, affecting how we perceive ourselves and the world. Affirmations provide a way to override these limiting beliefs. By consciously repeating positive statements, we can rewire the brain and create new neural pathways that support a more empowering reality. This process is called neuroplasticity, and it's the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to new experiences and thoughts. When we consistently affirm positive statements, the brain begins to accept them as truth, eventually replacing old negative beliefs with new, empowering ones. Over time, this shift in mindset leads to changes in behavior, emotions, and the results we experience in life. One of the key reasons affirmations are so effective is that they shift our focus. The mind tends to focus on whatever we feed it, and what we focus on expands. If we focus on lack, fear, or failure, we're likely to experience more of those things in our lives. However, when we use affirmations to focus on abundance, confidence, and success, we begin to notice more opportunities and possibilities aligned with those positive qualities. Our attention shifts from what's wrong to what's right, from what's missing to what's possible. For example, someone struggling with self-esteem may constantly think thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail." These thoughts reinforce a negative self-image, which in turn influences how they behave and interact with others. By using affirmations like "I am worthy," "I am capable of achieving great things," or "I love and accept myself just as I am," they begin to reprogram their mind to focus on their strengths and potential. Over time, they will start to feel more confident and act in ways that reflect their newfound self-belief. Another powerful aspect of affirmations is their ability to shift our emotional state. Emotions are closely tied to the thoughts we think, and affirmations can be used to generate positive emotions such as joy, gratitude, and optimism. When we affirm statements like "I am grateful for all the abundance in my life," or "I trust that everything is working out for my highest good," we cultivate a sense of peace and contentment, regardless of external circumstances. These positive emotions, in turn, raise our vibrational frequency, attracting more of what we desire into our lives. Affirmations are particularly effective when used in the present tense. Instead of affirming "I will be successful," we affirm "I am successful." The reason for this is that the subconscious mind operates in the present moment. When we affirm in the future tense, we create a sense of separation between ourselves and our desires. We're essentially telling the subconscious mind that what we want is always in the future and not something we can experience right now. On the other hand, when we affirm in the present tense, we signal to the subconscious that we are already living in alignment with our desires, making it easier to manifest them into our reality. It's also important to infuse affirmations with emotion. Simply repeating words without feeling won't create the same impact as when we speak with conviction and belief. When we say affirmations with emotion, we engage both the mind and the heart, which amplifies their power. The subconscious mind responds to emotions, so the more we can generate feelings of joy, gratitude, and confidence while saying our affirmations, the more quickly we will see results. One common misconception about affirmations is that they are a form of wishful thinking or denial of reality. However, affirmations are not about pretending that everything is perfect or ignoring challenges. Rather, they are about choosing to focus on what we want to create instead of being stuck in what we don't want. Life will always have ups and downs, but affirmations give us the power to direct our thoughts and emotions in a way that empowers us to navigate challenges with grace and resilience. For affirmations to be effective, consistency is key. Just as we wouldn't expect to go to the gym once and be physically fit, we can't expect immediate results from saying an affirmation once or twice. Affirmations work through repetition. The more we repeat them, the more they become ingrained in our subconscious mind. Over time, they replace old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. This is why it's important to make affirmations a daily practice. Whether we say them in the morning, before bed, or throughout the day, the key is to be consistent and persistent. In addition to repetition, it's also helpful to personalize affirmations. Generic affirmations can be effective, but when we tailor them to our specific goals and desires, they become even more powerful. For example, instead of saying "I am successful," someone who is working on building a business might say, "My business is thriving, and I attract clients who value my work." By making the affirmation specific to their situation, they create a mental image of what success looks like for them, which helps the subconscious mind bring that vision to life. Visualization can further enhance the power of affirmations. When we visualize our affirmations as if they are already true, we create a mental picture that aligns with our desires. The brain doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences, so when we visualize ourselves living the life we desire while repeating our affirmations, we strengthen the connection between our thoughts and reality. Visualization, combined with affirmations, creates a powerful tool for manifesting our goals. Affirmations can also be used to shift limiting beliefs that we may not even be aware of. Many of the beliefs that hold us back are deeply rooted in the subconscious, and we may not consciously recognize them. By using affirmations that address common limiting beliefs, such as, I am deserving of love and abundance, or I am capable of achieving my goals, we can begin to uproot those hidden barriers and replace them with empowering beliefs. Reprogramming the subconscious mind is a transformative process that allows us to change deeply ingrained patterns of thought, behavior, and emotions. The subconscious mind is the powerful part of our consciousness that operates beneath the surface of our awareness, influencing our decisions, actions, and reactions. Unlike the conscious mind, which deals with logic and deliberate thinking, the subconscious mind is responsible for habits, emotions, memories, and automatic responses. It is the part of us that governs everything from how we perceive ourselves to how we interact with the world. Because of this, reprogramming the subconscious mind can have a profound effect on our lives. At its core, reprogramming the subconscious mind involves replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Many of the beliefs that shape our lives were formed during childhood, often without our conscious input. These beliefs might have been shaped by family, society, or past experiences. For instance, if a child grows up hearing statements like money is hard to come by or you're not smart enough, those beliefs may become embedded in the subconscious and continue to influence that person's thoughts and behaviors in adulthood. Even if the conscious mind knows that these beliefs are no longer relevant or accurate, the subconscious continues to operate according to the old programming. The first step in reprogramming the subconscious mind is to become aware of the limiting beliefs that are holding us back. This requires a level of introspection and self-awareness, as many of these beliefs are hidden from our conscious awareness. They manifest in subtle ways, such as negative self-talk, fear of failure, or feelings of unworthiness. For example, someone who subconsciously believes that they are not deserving of success may sabotage their own efforts, even though they consciously desire to succeed. By paying attention to patterns in our thoughts and behaviors, we can start to identify the underlying beliefs that are shaping our reality. Once we have identified these limiting beliefs, the next step is to replace them with new, empowering beliefs. This is where tools like affirmations, visualization, and meditation come into play. Affirmations are positive statements that we repeat to ourselves in order to overwrite old programming with new beliefs. By consistently affirming statements like, I am worthy of love and success, or abundance flows to me effortlessly, we can begin to change the way our subconscious mind perceives reality. Over time, these new beliefs become ingrained in the subconscious, replacing the old limiting ones. The key to effective reprogramming is repetition. The subconscious mind learns through repetition, much like how we learn to ride a bike or play an instrument. Just as it takes time and practice to master a new skill, it takes time and repetition to reprogram the subconscious mind. By consistently repeating new beliefs and affirmations, we gradually overwrite the old programming and create new neural pathways in the brain. This process is known as neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to adapt and change in response to new experiences and thoughts, making it possible to reprogram the subconscious mind. Another powerful tool for reprogramming the subconscious mind is visualization. Visualization involves creating a mental image of the desired outcome and vividly imagining it as if it has already happened. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences, so when we visualize our goals and desires, we send a powerful message to the subconscious that this is our reality. By visualizing success, abundance, health, or any other goal, we reinforce the new programming and align our subconscious mind with our conscious desires. Visualization works particularly well when combined with affirmations, as it engages both the mind and emotions in the reprogramming process. Meditation is another effective way to access and reprogram the subconscious mind. During meditation, we enter a relaxed state where the conscious mind becomes quiet and the subconscious mind becomes more receptive. In this state, we can plant new beliefs and ideas directly into the subconscious without interference from the critical, analytical mind. Guided meditations that focus on affirmations, self-love, or abundance are particularly useful for reprogramming the subconscious. Meditation also helps to quiet the mental chatter that often reinforces limiting beliefs, allowing us to focus more clearly on the new beliefs we want to instill. In addition to using tools like affirmations, visualization, and meditation, it's important to understand the role that emotions play in reprogramming the subconscious mind. Emotions are the language of the subconscious, and they carry a powerful influence over our thoughts and beliefs. When we experience strong emotions, whether positive or negative, they leave an imprint on the subconscious. This is why traumatic experiences, for example, can have a lasting impact on our beliefs and behavior. To effectively reprogram the subconscious, we need to generate positive emotions that reinforce the new beliefs we are trying to instill. For instance, if we are using affirmations to reprogram our beliefs about self-worth, it's not enough to simply repeat the words, "I am worthy." We need to feel the emotion of worthiness as we say the affirmation. The more we can generate feelings of love, gratitude, joy, or confidence while repeating our affirmations, the more deeply they will be embedded in the subconscious. This is because the subconscious mind responds more strongly to emotions than to logic or reasoning. By combining positive emotions with affirmations, we create a powerful synergy that accelerates the reprogramming process. Another important aspect of reprogramming the subconscious mind is letting go of resistance. Resistance often arises when the new beliefs we are trying to instill conflict with the old, deeply ingrained beliefs. The subconscious mind may resist change because it is programmed to maintain the status quo, even if that status quo is not serving our highest good. For example, if someone has spent years believing that they are not deserving of love, their subconscious mind may resist the idea that they are worthy of love, even though this new belief is empowering. This resistance can show up as self-doubt, fear, or negative self-talk. To overcome resistance, it's important to practice patience and self-compassion. Reprogramming the subconscious mind is not an overnight process, and it requires persistence and commitment. When resistance arises, it's helpful to remind ourselves that change takes time and that it's normal to experience setbacks along the way. Instead of getting frustrated or giving up, we can gently acknowledge the resistance and continue with our affirmations, visualization, and meditation. Over time, the resistance will lessen as the new beliefs become more deeply ingrained in the subconscious. It's also important to surround ourselves with positive influences that support the reprogramming process. This includes the people we interact with, the media we consume, and the environments we spend time in. If we are constantly exposed to negativity, fear, or doubt, it will be more challenging to reprogram our subconscious mind with positive beliefs. On the other hand, when we surround ourselves with positive, uplifting influences, we reinforce the new programming and create an environment that supports our growth and transformation. The mind-body connection is a fundamental concept that emphasizes the deep and intricate relationship between our thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and physical health. For centuries, various philosophical and medical traditions have explored this connection, and modern science is now uncovering more evidence that our mental and emotional states can significantly impact our physical well-being. The mind and body are not separate entities, but are deeply intertwined, constantly influencing each other in ways that shape our overall health and quality of life. At its core, the mind-body connection suggests that the way we think and feel can affect our physical health, and conversely, our physical state can influence our mental and emotional well-being. For example, when we experience stress, anxiety, or negative emotions, our body reacts by releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare us for a fight or flight response, which is useful in short bursts, but can be harmful when experienced chronically. Over time, chronic stress can lead to a variety of physical health issues, including high blood pressure, weakened immune function, digestive problems, and even an increased risk of heart disease. One of the most profound examples of the mind-body connection is the placebo effect. The placebo effect occurs when a person experiences a real improvement in their condition after receiving a treatment that has no therapeutic value, such as a sugar pill. This improvement is not due to the treatment itself, but to the person's belief that they are receiving something that will help them. This demonstrates the power of the mind in influencing physical outcomes. When people believe they are being healed or treated, their body often responds in ways that promote healing, even when no active treatment is given. Similarly, the mind-body connection can be seen in the impact of emotions on physical health. Positive emotions like joy, love, and gratitude have been shown to boost the immune system, lower blood pressure, and reduce inflammation in the body. On the other hand, negative emotions like anger, fear, and sadness can weaken the immune system, increase inflammation, and contribute to the development of chronic diseases. This is why managing our emotional health is so important for maintaining overall physical well-being. Stress is one of the most well-known examples of how the mind-body connection works. When we are stressed, our body reacts by entering a heightened state of alertness. This triggers the release of stress hormones, which can have immediate effects on our body, such as increasing heart rate, tightening muscles, and suppressing the digestive system. If this stress response is prolonged, it can lead to more serious health problems, including insomnia, digestive disorders, and cardiovascular disease. Stress also weakens the immune system, making us more vulnerable to infections and illnesses. The mind-body connection is not limited to negative effects. Just as negative emotions and stress can harm the body, positive thoughts and emotions can promote healing and well-being. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, yoga, and deep breathing exercises are all based on the principle of the mind-body connection. These practices help calm the mind, reduce stress, and promote relaxation, which in turn benefits the body by lowering blood pressure, improving digestion, and boosting the immune system. When the mind is at peace, the body follows suit, creating a state of harmony and balance. One powerful tool for harnessing the mind-body connection is visualization. Visualization involves mentally picturing a desired outcome, such as healing, success, or happiness, and engaging the senses to make that image as vivid and real as possible. Many athletes use visualization to enhance their performance, imagining themselves successfully completing a race or achieving their goal. This technique works because the mind cannot always distinguish between real and imagined experiences. When we visualize a positive outcome, our body responds as if it is actually happening, reinforcing the mind-body connection. Affirmations can be used to positively influence both the mind and body. By repeating positive statements such as "I am healthy, strong, and full of energy," we can shift our mindset and improve our physical health. The repetition of these statements reinforces new beliefs and creates positive mental patterns, which in turn affect the body's functioning. Research has shown that positive affirmations can reduce stress, increase feelings of well-being, and improve overall health outcomes. In addition to mental practices, physical activity plays a crucial role in strengthening the mind-body connection. Exercise has been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, improve mood, and increase feelings of well-being. This is because physical activity releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. Regular exercise also helps regulate hormones, improve sleep, and boost cognitive function. When we take care of our physical health, our mental health often improves as well, demonstrating the interconnectedness of mind and body. The gut-brain axis is another fascinating aspect of the mind-body connection. The gut, often referred to as the second brain, is home to trillions of microbes that play a critical role in our overall health. The gut and brain are in constant communication through the vagus nerve, and this connection influences everything from mood to digestion to immune function. Research has shown that imbalances in gut health can contribute to mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Conversely, improving gut health through diet and probiotics can have a positive impact on mental well-being. Sleep is another critical component of the mind-body connection. Poor sleep can negatively affect both mental and physical health, leading to increased stress, impaired cognitive function, and a weakened immune system. On the other hand, good quality sleep allows the body to repair and restore itself, while also improving mood, memory, and concentration. When we are well rested, we are better able to manage stress, think clearly, and make healthier choices, reinforcing the connection between mind and body. It is important to recognize that the mind-body connection works both ways. Just as our thoughts and emotions can influence our physical health, our physical state can impact our mental and emotional well-being. For example, chronic pain or illness can lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, or hopelessness. However, by addressing the mind-body connection, we can develop strategies to manage pain and improve quality of life. Techniques such as mindfulness meditation, deep breathing, and relaxation exercises can help reduce the perception of pain and improve overall mental health. Manifesting desires through language is a powerful concept that emphasizes the role our words play in shaping reality. The language we use, whether internally through self-talk or externally in communication with others, serves as a key tool in directing our focus, influencing our emotions, and ultimately determining the outcomes we experience. At its core, the idea of manifesting through language is rooted in the belief that our thoughts, emotions, and spoken words can align with the energy of what we want to bring into our lives. Language serves as more than just a tool for communication. It reflects our inner beliefs and assumptions about the world. When we consistently express doubt, fear, or negativity, we reinforce those states of mind and align ourselves with outcomes that match those feelings. On the other hand, when we choose words that reflect confidence, positivity, and clarity about what we desire, we signal to the universe and to our subconscious mind that we are ready to receive those things. One of the key ways to manifest through language is by being intentional with the words we choose. Often we speak without fully considering the impact of our language on our state of mind and the vibration we send out into the world. Negative or disempowering phrases such as "I can't," "it's too hard," or "I'll never get there" can block us from experiencing what we want. These types of statements create mental and emotional barriers that prevent us from moving toward our desires. In contrast, using empowering language helps to shift our mindset and create a sense of possibility. Phrases like "I can," "I am capable," and "I am attracting abundance" communicate a message of belief in oneself and in the process of manifestation. When we consistently use positive, forward-looking language, we start to align with the energy of creation, which is necessary for turning desires into reality. Our language acts like a command to the subconscious mind, directing it to work on our behalf toward achieving our goals. One of the most powerful forms of using language to manifest desires is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive, present tense statements that reflect the reality we want to create. By repeating affirmations consistently, we can reprogram our subconscious mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For example, someone who desires financial abundance might use an affirmation such as "I am a magnet for wealth and prosperity." Over time, the repetition of this affirmation can help shift the person's mindset from lack to abundance, allowing them to attract opportunities for financial growth. It's important to note that when using affirmations to manifest desires, it's not just the words themselves that hold power, but the emotional state behind them. Manifestation is most effective when the language we use is backed by a strong sense of belief and emotional resonance. In other words, it's not enough to simply say affirmations without feeling. We must also embody the energy of those statements. When we speak our desires into existence with conviction and positive emotion, we amplify the vibration of what we're asking for, making it more likely to manifest. In addition to affirmations, visualization is another technique that works synergistically with language to manifest desires. Visualization involves mentally imagining the outcome you want to experience, while pairing that image with positive, affirming language. For instance, if you are manifesting a new job, you might visualize yourself in the role, feeling confident and fulfilled. At the same time, you would use language such as "I am thriving in my new career," or "I am grateful for the perfect job that aligns with my passion." By combining words with vivid mental imagery, you create a powerful force for manifestation. The language we use to describe our desires also impacts our focus. When we speak in terms of what we don't want, we inadvertently place our attention on those things, attracting more of them into our experience. For example, someone who says "I don't want to struggle financially" is still focusing on the idea of financial struggle, even though they're expressing a desire to avoid it. This is where the law of attraction comes into play. What we focus on expands. To manifest desires effectively, it's crucial to shift our language from what we don't want to what we do want. A better alternative might be "I am experiencing financial abundance with ease." In addition to affirming the desires we seek, it's important to speak about them as if they are already true. The language of manifestation requires us to move beyond the future tense and into the present. When we say things like "I will be successful" or "I hope to find love," we are placing our desires in a distant, uncertain future. However, when we say "I am successful" or "I am surrounded by love," we speak as though our desires are already part of our reality. This subtle shift in language can make a profound difference in how quickly we manifest what we want. Speaking in the present tense helps to bridge the gap between where we are and where we want to be, as it signals to the subconscious mind that the desired outcome is already in place. Another important aspect of manifesting through language is gratitude. Expressing gratitude for what we already have and for the desires we are in the process of manifesting enhances our ability to attract more of what we want. Gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance and aligns us with a positive frequency that invites more good into our lives. By saying "I am grateful for the financial abundance in my life," or "I am thankful for the loving relationships I experience," we create an energetic space for more of those experiences to flow to us. In manifesting desires through language, it's also essential to be mindful of the language we use in casual conversations. Oftentimes, we may unintentionally sabotage our manifestation efforts by engaging in negative or limiting talk with others. Phrases like "that will never happen for me" or "I'm always unlucky" can create energetic blockages that prevent our desires from coming to fruition. Instead, it's important to remain conscious of how we speak about our desires in all areas of life, even when we're not actively practicing affirmations. By consistently using language that reflects belief in our own power to manifest, we create a continuous flow of positive energy. The first step in overcoming limiting beliefs is to recognize them. These beliefs often operate unconsciously, influencing our decisions, actions, and self-perception without us even realizing it. For example, someone might hold the belief that they are not intelligent enough to succeed in their career, or that they don't deserve love and happiness. These thoughts may seem like facts to the person, but they are actually just opinions formed over time, often based on fear or past failures. Recognizing the limiting beliefs is essential because it allows us to confront them head-on and begin the process of dismantling them. Once we have identified a limiting belief, the next step is to question its validity. Limiting beliefs are rarely based on objective reality, they are distortions of the truth. For example, if you believe that you are not capable of achieving a certain goal, it's important to ask yourself where that belief came from. Is it based on a single experience or a pattern of thinking that you've accepted without questioning? Have others in similar situations achieved the same goal? And if so, what makes you different? By examining the origins and logic behind limiting beliefs, you can often find that they are not grounded in fact, but are rather a product of past conditioning. Challenging limiting beliefs requires a shift in perspective. One effective way to do this is through reframing. Reframing involves looking at a situation from a different angle, finding a more empowering way to interpret it. For instance, if you have a belief that you are bad at public speaking because of a past experience where you felt nervous or made a mistake, you can reframe that experience as a learning opportunity rather than a failure. Instead of saying "I'm terrible at public speaking," you might say, "That was a chance for me to learn how to improve for the next time." This shift in perspective can help to loosen the grip of limiting beliefs and open up new possibilities. Another powerful tool in overcoming limiting beliefs is positive self-talk and affirmations. Our internal dialogue plays a crucial role in shaping our beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. When we constantly reinforce negative ideas about our abilities or worth, those beliefs become stronger. However, when we begin to speak to ourselves in a positive and supportive way, we start to challenge and replace those limiting beliefs. For example, instead of saying "I'll never be successful," you might affirm, "I am capable of achieving success in whatever I set my mind to." The more you repeat these positive affirmations, the more they start to reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Visualization is another powerful technique for overcoming limiting beliefs. Visualization involves imagining yourself achieving your goals and experiencing the success you desire. This process helps to create new neural pathways in the brain that reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving what you want. When you visualize yourself succeeding, you start to build confidence and diminish the power of limiting beliefs. Visualization can be particularly effective when combined with affirmations, as it helps to make the positive beliefs feel more real and attainable. It's also important to surround yourself with positive influences as you work to overcome limiting beliefs. The people we interact with, the media we consume, and the environments we inhabit all play a role in shaping our beliefs. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity or people who reinforce your limiting beliefs, it can be difficult to break free from them. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with supportive, encouraging individuals who believe in your potential can help to strengthen your belief in yourself. Seek out mentors, friends, or communities that uplift you and challenge you to think bigger. One of the challenges in overcoming limiting beliefs is that they often feel deeply rooted in our identity. When we hold a belief for a long time, it can feel like an integral part of who we are. However, it's important to recognize that beliefs are not fixed, they can be changed. Just because you've believed something about yourself for years doesn't mean it's true, or that you have to continue believing it. By recognizing that beliefs are fluid and can be reshaped, you empower yourself to create new beliefs that serve you rather than hold you back. Taking action is a crucial part of overcoming limiting beliefs. Often, limiting beliefs prevent us from even attempting to pursue our goals because we are afraid of failure or disappointment. However, taking small steps toward your goals can help to build confidence and challenge those beliefs. Each time you take action and achieve even a small success, you gather evidence that contradicts the limiting belief. Over time, this evidence accumulates, making it easier to dismantle the belief altogether. For example, if you believe that you are not capable of starting your own business, taking small steps like researching, creating a business plan, or talking to successful entrepreneurs can help you to build confidence and challenge the belief. It's important to be patient with yourself as you work to overcome limiting beliefs. These beliefs are often deeply ingrained and may take time to fully dismantle. There will likely be moments of doubt or setbacks along the way, but it's important to stay committed to the process. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that change is possible. The more you practice challenging your limiting beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones, the easier it will become. In addition to personal efforts, seeking professional support can also be valuable in overcoming limiting beliefs. Working with a coach, therapist, or counselor can provide you with additional tools and strategies for identifying and challenging limiting beliefs. These professionals can offer an outside perspective and help you to uncover beliefs that you may not even be aware of. They can also provide accountability and support as you work toward creating new, empowering beliefs.